Greetings, comrades! This is Sergei Kilemov, and I got a very special series of videos on HD VR for y'all. Now, you may know, but I recently started playing Battlefield 1. That and the other Battlefield games first arrived on Steam a few days ago. And I've been having a lot of fun with the game. It's not very often you see a game that's based on World War I, let alone a first-person shooter of that nature. And it got me thinking, why not show off some weapons from World War I in HDVR? And I figured, why don't we start with the pistols? Now keep in mind, these series of videos are going to be focused on guns that are actually in Battlefield 1. So there might be a few other World War I guns. You might be wondering, where are they, or why are they not on this video or this one? Well, again, this is focused on guns that are actually in Battlefield 1. And there's actually quite a few, so it's going to be a multi-part series here. And I figure we start with pistols and revolvers. The next video will be submachine guns and shotguns. And another one will be rifles and, you know, whatever else I feel like putting in there. So I figured for this one, let's start with the pistols. And we got quite a selection here. And we're going to start with this interesting weapon. This is a C93 Boreshot, as you can see right there. Boreshot, I don't know how you pronounce it. Potato kind of thing. Now, this is a very interesting looking pistol because of the firing mechanism here. It's reminiscent of the Maxim machine guns that were used during the time. And because of this shape, it's pretty awkward to hold and aim properly. So even with the stock, which you can equip here, but this doesn't have a stock. So even with the stock, it'd be pretty unwieldy to use in combat. But the design has led to the development of another pistol, which we'll get to in a minute. I think you can already tell which one it is. But for now, let's show off this one. Now this is chambered in 7.63 by 25mm Boreshot. And you pull it like this. Now you'll notice that lever. Yes, I think you already know which pistol this reminds you of already. Now, naturally, since it's a pistol, we're not going to see any shrapnel flying everywhere, but, it is what it is. Very interesting weapon here. I'll admit, the shape of this weapon doesn't do it any favors in the looks department. But, perhaps this next one might be more to your liking. This might be pretty familiar for some of you. This is a Mauser C96. Of course, first developed in 1896, and it's been in service till before the beginning of the Second World War. This was a German sidearm of choice during the time. And you'll notice there's no magazine here because it's built in. Instead, you load it with these stripper clips. Just like the Boreshot, it uses its own ammo. If I can find it. It was right next to it. It's chambered in 7.63 by 25mm Mauser. Now there are some versions of this weapon that can utilize, you know, actual magazines here, and there's some that can even go full auto. In fact, I think this one might be able to go full auto as well. And you notice it also comes with a stock. It's here. So just in case you need a little more accuracy, and it's a good thing because actually, I believe this one can fire full auto. Only one way to make sure. Charging handle here, which also cocks the hammer. Place in your stripper clip, if I can get it straight. Actually, might be easier if we do it like this. If it wants to cooperate. There's a little... Very interesting, it does not want to go through. Or maybe my controllers need new batteries. In fact, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back with some fresh new batteries in my controllers. And now let's see if I can properly load this thing. Might be easier to hold it through here. Now, sometimes with these weapons that use stripper clips, I try to hold the gun on the left side, and the right hand, I use it to load in the bullets. It seems to be a safety here. No, that activates the full auto mode. As you can see, actually, I think I'm using the wrong one. Ah, no wonder. Well, I need new batteries anyway, but those are actually for that gun there, which we'll get to later. These are the magazines that the Mauser uses. You can see loaded on the top. Slide them in. Discard the clip. And ready to go. Now, you go semi-auto. Or if you want to, full auto. I just realized this isn't the one that fires full auto. Let's see if we can find that one. Ah, it's actually in the machine pistol category, I believe. Yes, the M712. Now that's the one that's full auto. And it looks like it uses the same stock. Let's see if we can... Instead of having to spawn another one, let's take this off. Of course, chambered in the same round. But you notice, now... we have a magazine slot now. So now we can put one of these in. Of course, put the stock on if you so desire. If it'll clip on. Now this one can go full auto. Now you can change the magazine if you want, or you want to be old school. Just like the C96 there, it can use stripper clips. And of course, all depends on which magazine you have. Obviously, this is a 40-round mag, so naturally, we'll be using 4 of these. The stock really comes in handy, especially here. But of course, you could even put it on the normal C96 and still be pretty accurate. Okay, now let's try the one where I put the wrong magazines and the wrong gun. This is a Stater M1912. Now, it may look like another gun here. In fact, I'll show it right now. Now, you already know what this gun is. My first HDVR video was based on this gun. This is the 1911. And of course, we all know, been around since 1911, still around to this day, in many different incarnations. And you'll notice, despite the names, they almost look similar. But of course, the 1912 is pretty unique. And it doesn't fire 45 ACP. Instead, it fires a good old 9x23mm Stater. Uses its own round. And yes, unlike the 1911, where you can put a magazine in, the magazine's built in to the gun itself. So, you want to load it up. Gives us a stripper clip. Plop it on the top. And you're good to go. Put another one on the top. There you go. So just like the Mauser, it utilizes stripper clips. Definitely different from the old tried and true, isn't it? Let's get this one out of the way. And we might as well get this one out of the way. Again, I've done this pistol already. We already know what it is by now, but it is in Battlefield 1, so I gotta show it off. I started playing it in the first video, so... Again, this gun needs no introduction. This one probably does. Now, I mentioned the Boreshot. Its fire mechanism inspired the design of another pistol. This is that pistol. This is the Luger Po8. So you got the same charging handle here. And it uses 9 by 19mm rounds. This is one of the guns that made it such a popular round for pistols. We've got these standard magazines, and we also have the very rare snail drum magazine. You don't see these very often. And of course, we have 2 versions of the Luger. This is the Po8, which has a longer barrel. But other than that, it's the same gun. Very interesting weapon. It's been around for a while. This actually replaced one of the pistols that replaced the C96 as a German military pistol of choice. This and the Walther P38, which will not be in this series since it's a World War II weapon, and this is focusing on World War I weapons. Can't seem to get the magazine out. Doesn't seem to work. Anyway, let's show off the longer one. Now, just like the Mauser, this comes with its own stock. And it uses a larger capacity magazine. Of course. No full auto with this one, unfortunately. But it still makes up for the high capacity magazine and of course the stock, which is completely optional, by the way. So those are all the semi-autos we show off here. Now let's get to the revolvers. Now there are a few revolvers in Battlefield 1, but there are only 3 of them there that are in this game. And anyone who's seen a lot of Western movies lately will automatically recognize this one. This is the Colt Single Action Army. Uses it as this 45 long Colt. And yes, you can spin it around, though it's a little slow. Yes, a 45 long Colt. Now, unlike many revolvers you see in games these days, this actually has an ejector rod here, which you use to actually eject the shell casings. Unlike most revolvers these days, you know, you just flick a lever, the cylinder comes out, and you press the ejector rod from there. Here, it's built in here, and you can only eject 1 round at a time. So you can do 1 round, you could do Russian roulette if you want, but of course... that's always fun to do. But I was trying to get the cylinder to move. Well, 6 rounds. Now, watch when I shoot. You'll notice it didn't fire because this gun you have to cock the hammer. If it will stop flicking the... Let's try this hand. There we go. I don't know why I wasn't working on this one. Well, quick fix. The right controller, sometimes the touchpad doesn't work properly. So usually, take out the battery and putting it back in will fix it. Usually. There we go. And there you go. As I mentioned, the ejector rod's here. This is how you eject the shell casings. Of course, load 6 more in. That's why it wasn't spinning properly earlier. Again, Samsung Odyssey Plus, nice headset, not the best VR controllers. That, my friends, is the Colt Single Action Army. Now, let's get to a very interesting revolver. This is the Nagant M1895. Now, usually when you hear the word Nagant, you think of the Mosin Nagant, the rifle. But there's also a rifle called the Nagant. A revolver called the Nagant. Now, what's interesting about this weapon is the rifle it uses. The round it uses. I've had a long day. Now, this is a pretty interesting round because it coincides with the uniquity of this revolver. Basically, yes, it opens like that, but it's a little hard to explain, so let me look it up for a bit, freshen you guys up. Okay, so what makes this revolver stand out is the gas seal design. Notice the shape of the round. Basically, it is designed to create a gas seal inside the revolver itself. As you'll notice, just like the Colt Single Action Army, it's a fixed cylinder, which allows for better gas containment for this round, which makes it quieter. But the converse is, it has a very heavy trigger pull. It actually holds 7 rounds. A little lag on the headset there. Now, let me put it in the light. Notice how that revolver moved, the cylinder moved forward. It's created a gas seal. You notice it's not as loud as, say, a 357 or 44 Magnum. As a result, it only works in single action. Very interesting mechanism, but didn't exactly go well with the Russian army at the time. But it is what it is. And the last gun for this video, a British revolver. This is a Webley 455 Mark 6. Check this out. That's right. You see the MP412, the Russian revolver that opens this? Well, this gun did it first. This is a British revolver in World War I, chambered in 455 Webley rounds. Nice little speed loader. And I love this gun because you can fire fast. Open the cylinder, drop the gun rounds, plop another one in. And there you go. It's not 357, but still very fun. One of my favorite revolvers, by the way. Simply because of the way it opens. Like, you cannot tell me that's not cool. Because it most certainly is. Before there was this, there was this. Alrighty. And that, comrades, is the end of part 1 of the Battlefield 1 weapon special. We showed off all the pistols and revolvers. Next video will be submachine guns and shotguns. Until then, do svidaniya.